Welcome to Tech Confessions.
Thank you.
So we're here to find out when your software-defined moment was. As a technologist, when did you start thinking more about software than hardware?
Yeah, I was working in a networking company for many years, and I was looking at the problem of separating identity and location. And my software-defined moment was I was working on terms of directory services and mapping of those concepts, and I discovered something called Plan 9. And Plan 9 was an operating system designed in AT&T Labs in the 1983, and I was thinking that I was discovering very advanced things in terms of mapping systems, identity, and things like that. And then I find this paper about Plan 9. I'm like, okay, so everything I thought I was inventing was done like 20, 30 years ago. So in there, I learned my software-defined moment. And not only that, the notion of go back in time, and probably my amazing software-defined moment is something that somebody already had like 20 years ago. So let's learn the basis, and then let's reinvent the future, understanding what happened in the past.
That's amazing. So it fundamentally changed your career path.
Yes.
That's amazing. So
Yes.
what did you do? What was the next day like?
Yes. I started working much more on those topics, on mapping systems, identity, and eventually led to have some ideas that made it into a startup that I co-founded with some friends.
So I know we worked together on an event called FutureNet, and since I've got you here, I would love to hear your prediction about where the future of networking is going.
The future of networking is going up the stack. I mean, the meaning of networking has always been connectivity, security, and scalability, like switches, routers, and switches, firewalls, and load balancers. That notion is going so elevated when you get into the world of public cloud, containers, cloud native, in the way that you're going to have like strong identities with certificates, and then the meaning of connectivity, security gets transformed in terms of understanding how applications communicate at the API level, at the end-to-end level. So we are always kind of reinventing the same concepts, but higher and higher in the stack, because the infrastructure components become bigger, like a public cloud, a private cloud, a Kubernetes environment, a Pivotal environment, and we have to elevate networking concepts at that level.
Do you feel like in some ways maybe some people are going through the software-defined moment like you had, of having a wake-up call, working on something and realizing there's all this progress being made? Do you encounter that when you talk to customers?
Yes, it happens a lot, especially in companies that do transition from deploying applications in a manual fashion towards an automated way. And then they have this moment of saying, no, this is not possible. How can we automate processes that traditionally take 3 months into like 5 minutes? But since it comes as a mandate from the application guys that they have to provide those capabilities, they discover network virtualization, they discover microsegmentation, and then they realize that it's not just about having the capability and them managing it, but integrating it within a workflow, within an organization, within a CI/CD pipeline. And I see this SDN moment all the time. And essentially it's this, the realization that you can be way more effective at your job and having better results, better security models with the automation that gets in place when you put all these things together.
I hear that a lot, and I wonder if you do as well, of people saying, oh, it's not that they're trying to take my job, it's that I get to do more interesting stuff during the day.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if you think before, to deploy an application was a major deal. You had to like request lots of tickets in terms of deploying VMs, IP addresses, security policy, and so on. What's going on right now is that when you discover that you can fully automate it and make it part of the development pipeline, now you realize that you can create not one deployment every 3 months. You can do like one every week, one every hour, one every day. And now what happens is that you can focus on more complicated stuff, like for example, understanding the behavior of your applications, getting into a deeper understanding of security, getting into high-level policies of how to connect public cloud and private cloud. So infrastructure is evolving that fast that I don't think it's a matter of losing your job. It's a matter of having more powerful tools that now you can tackle bigger problems like the multi-cloud and the hybrid cloud space, where they still need to be addressed, and use those tools to be more effective into your job.
So speaking of using tools to be more effective, what do you think the key to being a #1 foosball player is?
Practice, 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 and have a good partner that covers you completely when somebody tries to score.
So watch out, world. If you see this man, don't take a bat at the foosball table.
We play as a team.
Thank you so much for your tech confession today.
Thanks a lot.
And when you're ready to make your tech confession, visit us at techconfessionstheshow.com.